We're going to have a little debate today.
A little debate.
On the topic of whether it's better to
stick it out for the long haul or to bounce around.
Yep, that's correct. In your 20s, is it smarter to plant yourself in one place and build something, or to bounce around, explore, figure out what you're actually best at before you commit to something in your 30s, career-wise?
We've both experienced each, so I'm actually very excited to talk about it because we have very different career paths.
Yeah. So in round one of these debates, we want to present our own side. So based on our own lived experience, why we feel like what we did was the right choice for us.
The right move.
So,
Cue bells.
Yeah. Should we rock, paper, scissors?
Oh my God, yeah, we should. Best of three.
Oh, you're already prepared to lose. If you're asking
for
a best of three. Okay, ready?
I'm losing.
1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck yeah. Look at my scissors.
Did I paper that way? I'm used for the class? Yeah, okay, well. Does that mean you go first?
No, it means you go first.
Oh, okay. Say less. I wanted to go first.
Okay, you got what you fucking wanted.
Exactly. Well, what question? What is the question?
Okay, the question is, in your 20s, is it smarter to plant yourself in one place and build, or to bounce around, explore, and figure out what you're actually best at before you commit?
Commence. I personally very much enjoyed the hop around effect. I did it my entire 20s. I don't even remember how many careers. Is it, can you even consider it? Exactly. I'm the hoe here. Do you even think it would be a career if you're hopping around like that? I don't know. But I was very big on making sure I could try absolutely every avenue before I landed on what I really love. I know a lot of people will go, I want to be a doctor and go that route, and they're happy with it. I was not that. I'm not anywhere near being a doctor. So I loved being able to
a doctor of sales.
A doctor of selling you anything. No, I genuinely wanted to just experience every possible avenue. And the minute that I felt it wasn't right, I was like, I'm out. And it wasn't like, oh, this is a hard thing. I stuck out a couple things for like a couple years, a year, 4 years, even one thing. It just wasn't aligning, even no matter how much I was pushing. And I'm like, it's time to pivot. It's not serving me anymore. And I was always looking for the next opportunity, and I didn't want to like deprive myself of that and just stay stagnant or stuck. So throughout my entire 20s, I was always focused on the people aspect. By the end of that decade, realized I love and I am good at sales. So whatever that looked like, I was going to just continue down that path. And even now, like with my current career, it's definitely in alignment with what I know that I love, because I could try that and hate it, and I had no idea until I tried. So for me, I do think it's a huge thing to just, dip your toe in all the ponds that you can, be a little bit of a hoe with your career, and just see what fits, what shoe fits for you. That's always kind of been my thought on it. And 20s are such a good place to actually like explore that. You have the time. People think their time is running out, and it's not. You're literally a baby in your 20s, and your 30s is where things like actually take off for your career. At least for the majority of people. There's the like 1 in a million, but that's just my thoughts on it. It's your part of the debate. What is your thoughts on that question?
I think that if you put 150% into whatever you're doing, then you should stick it out to see where your efforts will actually lead. I think it depends on the opportunity, but I think that people miss so many amazing opportunities because they assume that they're not going to get anything more than what they already have at the very beginning. And they don't have the balls to like question what is possible wherever they're at. And I think to some extent, there's always obviously like entry level jobs. And I did go through that as well. And that will be just blatantly obvious that there's no future there. But I think that if you start somewhere where you're given an opportunity to build on that, then yeah, you should stick it out if you want to be at the top earlier in life. So for me, my whole motivation to keep doing what I was doing throughout my entire 20s is the fact that I knew what I wanted by the time I was 30, and that was a really huge thing for me. I wanted to be in a really high level position by the time I was 30, and I wanted to make a certain amount of money, and that was always front and center in my brain. And I felt that it was more logical to invest all of my time and effort into building one thing rather than moving around and having to restart and then potentially setting myself back whatever amount of time I was at already. And I think I did have really hard times throughout my 20s where I was questioning if what I was doing was right and if this path was the right one. And it definitely isn't easy to stick to one thing. But at the end of the day, my end goal always got me through that. Like the thought of what I wanted always got me through the insecurity of whether or not I should try something else, or maybe it's not a good fit right now, or there's another opportunity that somebody's offering me that I have to say no to, even though it would be an immediate, like right now it would be more, but in 10 years, it doesn't look like more for me. And so I don't want to do that. So I would say that's my argument.
We'll see if I agree.
We'll find out in round 2.
Round 2. Who do you think has more leverage at 30? The person 10 years deep in one thing or the person who ranges across multiple?
Well, I would argue that the person that's 10 years deep in one thing is not only going to have experience on the one thing, because 10 years even in one thing builds so much different experience.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I think it's better to have a range.
Yeah.
As someone who's hopped around, I've just experienced more people, a vast variety of different situations because of different career fields, being in like marketing, social media, sales, health and wellness, like I was in everything. So I don't think I could have brought certain experiences to the table if I stayed in one thing.
Yeah.
But that's just because I've hopped around.
I think if you go that route, though, you're an expert of nothing.
Oh, so you're thinking jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly.
I do not concur. That's so hard.
It is hard.
I totally get that perspective, though.
I understand your perspective, too.
Look at us.
Look at us. Too open-minded to do this. A lot of people bounce around in their 20s because they want to have freedom. So they want to have the freedom to travel or do a billion different things that if they were in a career, they wouldn't be able to do. But is it actually freedom, or is it fear of committing to something hard?
I do feel there are a ton of people that have that Peter Pan effect. They're running away from growing up and responsibility. I've met a lot of them whilst traveling and, being like
Free.
that person and free in my 20s. I totally get that perspective. But I do also think there is the caveat to you are in your 20s and you're so young. You have so much time. People really do get almost fear-mongered into fucking figure your life out, like in high school, in college, when really it's like, just go try some shit and see what you like and go from there. Unless you're dead set on like one career and you always have been, like you've always wanted to be a vet, you've always wanted to be a doctor, and you did it and great, you love it, whatever. But if you genuinely don't know, like going to school, why are you wasting your money and your time? Just go try things out and see what happens and see where you align best. And I think it's the best like experimental time to do that is your 20s. You can do it later in life too. People do it all the time, but I just think like don't like waste your 20s just being like on some trajectory that you hate, and you could have been just trying some shit out.
I guess my argument to you on that would be that when you're building something from the ground up, you're experiencing it from the ground up yourself, you are going to have really difficult, uncomfortable times. And whether you start those in your 20s or you start them in your 30s, it doesn't change that you're going to have to go through those times where you're going to want to quit, where you're going to want to give up. And so it's easy to just step back and just, be free and whatever. The hard part is actually pushing through those times to get to the other side. And if you don't do it in your 20s, that means you're doing it in your 30s. And I would rather be by 40 have like the money and freedom to be able to do whatever I couldn't do in my 20s in a way more luxurious fashion.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So it's like, at 20 on someone else's yacht or at 40 on my own yacht.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to go with 40 on my own yacht.
I totally hear that. I've been on some dusty, crusty old men's yachts.
You can't hear that, though. You got to fucking disagree. This is a debate.
I know. This is so hard.
Because I totally get what you're saying, too.
Yeah.
But we can't keep saying that. But I keep saying that.
The idea of avoiding discomfort.
Yeah.
That part of the question, I definitely think it depends on the person, because there's people who could be in 10-year-long careers, but they never get past a certain point because they're always avoiding certain discomforts. So
Anyway.
yeah. So it's like, are you going to avoid it in like a really fun, free way? Or are you going to avoid it in your career?
So
but
true.
I think what was uncomfortable for me from bouncing around was always trying something new, learning something new, and being open to like failing and failing forward.
Yeah.
So that would be my argument for that. It is uncomfortable.
My comeback to you would be, though, that happens anyway. Even when you stick to a career path, you still go through that.
So then is it just like individually dependent on who, like what type of freedom someone's looking for? Because I think in that case, it's like who's the avoidant, who's not.
Yeah, it's like a psychological thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not just as surface level as sticking it out versus not.
I think staying loyal does leave better versions of yourself on the table that you just like haven't even tapped into. Like you don't even know that there's a better version of you that could have existed, that could have done better, because you just stayed so loyal the whole fucking time.
You don't know.
I think you could fucking run the world. Personally, that's my thing.
Me too.
But at least you're running something, which is
Damn.
that's what's great.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I think you never know.
Right. So I think my argument to that point would be that because I was able to stay loyal to one thing and move up so quickly and be in such a senior position, I was exposed to way more senior people along the way. That did give me opportunities to do more than just the one thing that I was doing. That had I bounced around, you just don't end up in the same crowds to some capacity, in my opinion. Like maybe eventually you do. But I would say like I could end up in a room with a millionaire a lot faster if I'm closer to that spot than somebody that's restarting all the time. And it's like you're networking with all these people, but do they fucking matter? Like, are they people that are going to give you bigger opportunities? So I would have left way more on the table had I not stuck it out and given myself the opportunity to be in the room with higher level people. So it's kind of like, I think in your case, you would have left that on the table.
But I think there's always like, someone to the 7th degree.
Right.
So it's like this person could know this person could know this person, even for, let's say, the podcast purposes. We know someone who knows someone.
Yeah.
And that's how it's always been in life for me. Like I get some opportunity because of someone I met throughout the process of bouncing around and networking and trying different things. So I wouldn't say that it's like it like held me back from any opportunity that way. And even knowing you, I'm so happy that you stuck in one spot, because now I meet these people.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. Who do you think, like in a career sense, if someone who's sticking out versus hopping around, like who do you think actually grows up faster?
I think the person that is sticking to one thing grows up faster.
I would almost not argue that. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think it's a different level of maturity sticking something out like that. So it's really hard to debate.
Yeah, I feel like we associate like immaturity with people that don't really commit.
Exactly.
So I think from a commitment aspect, you would think like, oh, that's a more grown person because they're able to commit or because they're able to push through tough times. But in the same hand, I know people that would be in their career their whole life and can't ever push themselves outside their comfort zone in life.
I would almost say that like I commit so hard to my long-term goal and vision that I'm not willing to waste time.
Right.
So like that would also be my argument.
That makes sense.
Like I'm not sacrificing my goal and vision to like stick in one spot if there's better opportunity and it's not in alignment.
What do you feel like is something that you didn't get out of the path that you took?
Probably that level of seniority. Somewhere. I've never gotten to a point. Like, I think the only place I did that was network marketing. And it's because I stuck it out for 4 years and built my way up. And like, I got respect that way. And I think anywhere else I've been, it's been like a couple years, a year. Like I did bounce a lot. So it's hard to gain respect and seniority when you've only done it for X amount of time. Currently in my career, like I do get a lot of respect and a lot of acknowledgement for like how I approach shit and work and how hard I work. But it is, it is a seniority thing. I think that's where I miss out, is knowing that like it's believed that I'm here for the long haul. I have like situations where people know that like, okay, just looking at your resume, like I know you're how fucking long are you gonna be here? And I'm like, until there's a better opportunity,
which could be tomorrow.
So you better light my fire every damn days, right? So that's hard. I would say that's what I like would miss out on in my situation. What do you think about your situation, like having been in one spot for so long?
I think I miss out on potentially some really like fun times because I think there's been a lot of stuff that I couldn't do because I had to work. And definitely somebody that's bouncing around and has a lot more freedom gets to experience that a lot more. I think some inner peace for sure is sacrificed. Like I think the ability to just take breaks and unplug and unwind and just clear your head and start over and have a fresh start. Like I have no idea what that feels like. Literally.
I'm so sorry.
No, but it's true. Like even if I take a break, I'm never restarting the full thing. When you are able to have so much freedom in your 20s and you're able to travel and experience different like places and potentially for longer periods of time that someone's working that can't take like a month vacation or whatever, you meet so many different types of people around the world in all different avenues of life, young and old, different ethnicities. But when you're meeting people through your long-term career path, you typically are meeting a very similar type of person because they're also a working type of person. They're not like, so yeah, I think it's like, we're really debating the aspect of like, you know, live to work versus work to live type of thing, right?
Yeah, I'm very big on joie de vivre, like, you know, like work so that I can live, not live to work. I've always been like that.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I really knew what that was until I like had that experience of like bouncing around and being places.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have been if I never did that. Maybe I'd be like extra. I can't even like, I am like a bit workhorsey, but there's an unlocked level though.
Yes,
for sure, because I have that experience of, wow, I know how to chill the fuck out when I need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I know people like yourself that like I would have to be like, chill the fuck out, but there's no way because like you're dialed.
That's just it. I think it rewires your brain to the point of you're constantly dialed.
Yeah.
And God forbid you have an hour of freedom. It's like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You know, like get it together. Like you have work to do.
Yeah.
So you do rewire your brain completely. And so the flip side of that is just, you know, like I think when you're bouncing around and enjoying life, you rewire your brain to enjoy life.
Yeah. For example, having bounced around and like experienced that type of freedom, knowing what I actually like to do and knowing that I want that level of freedom, it's kind of wired me into now where my career paths are even going.
Sure.
Like now I work strictly commission.
Yeah.
And it's because like I want to work and I love the pressure cooker feeling of like, you got to go make your own money. Like that type of thing. I don't need the security. It like literally it does push me. But it's also like at the same time, it's like I choose what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Again, there is always the caveat to the complete opposite. What do you think's kind of the benefit of how you did it?
I think for me, it's just like knowing that when I look back at my life, like I was able to build so much and leave such an impact rather than I was able to kind of do whatever I wanted at any given time. I really want to build generational wealth.
Yeah, like tangible.
Yeah, I've been that way since a young age. Like, do you think that your upbringing really changes how you go about your career path?
Totally.
Like, why do you feel like you had this want to bounce around?
Mm-hmm. I know for a fact it's because I watched my dad stay in the same job that he hated for however long. Like he's still doing it to this day.
So it was like a lesson for you.
Longer than I've been alive. He's been in the same line of work since post-university and he doesn't like it. He's good at what he does and it's provided.
Yeah.
And that's his main shtick, something that's safe, provides, stable.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I'm definitely more, my mom's an entrepreneur. She has kind of like always tried to figure shit out. And she had the ability to do so because he like would be that stable income. So she could do that. So I have that, like, I have a vision and I like want to chase that and I want to just go for shit, the drive. But seeing him like that, like, actually freaked me out. I'm like, fuck that. Like, there's no way I'd want to be at the same shit my whole life and hate it. And he always implored me to like, do as I say, not as I do, like try shit out. Like I didn't do that, like do the things I could never do. So that really did kind of push me in that direction. That is exactly why I am the way I am. But what about you?
I think like the fact that my family immigrated here and had to start from scratch put so much pressure on me to be the first person to be able to grow up in Canada.
Yeah.
And, you know, seize every opportunity that
like,
came
don't drop
with
the
that
ball.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
because I grew up with nothing, I think there was also just this pressure of like, I wanted to be free and have money because I knew and I had experienced what it was like not being rich and like not having money. And so it was like the greatest motivator in my life was just like, I never wanted to be poor. Like I wanted to be an adult that has money because I witnessed what it's like when you have the alternative. And I wanted to give back to my parents. Like I really did. Like I wanted to get to a point where I could fund them to be able to relax because I knew how much they had sacrificed. So I think it was just a lot of pressure to make all of that happen.
Yeah.
And so it was like, whatever fucking path you take, you better make it happen.
You better send it.
You know? Yeah.
Wow, the motivators are crazy.
Yeah.
I hope this resonated with a ton of you. Anyone who's currently bouncing around or not, I hope you can just take any little bit of what we said today and just really ruminate on it. And we also want to hear like what you're currently doing, what you've done in the past. If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, let us know if you were the bounce around or loyal type in your 20s in the comments.
Yeah.
That is the end of our debate.
Thanks for coming to our debate. And it wasn't really a debate because
it was just straight up agreeing.
we agree on way too much, even though we've both taken two different paths in life to get here. Okay, you hoes.
I guess it's time for us to go.
Thank you so much for listening and watching this week's episode. We will see you next Friday.
Bye.